Welcome to ZannMania. My name is Jay, and today's bit is inspired by a report from the Washington Times. The report, titled "Bin Laden Niece Backs Trump, Says Re-Election Vital to Future of Western Civilization." Bin Laden's niece is a proud supporter of President Trump and believes the future of Western civilization depends on him being re-elected, the New York Post reported Saturday. I find it fascinating that a relative of Bin Laden is praising Donald Trump, but more importantly, Western civilization. Meanwhile, the creatures within our schools and universities are indoctrinating our youth to hate Western civilization. So what's the psychological take on this? It's not what they're saying about Western civilization, it's what they're not saying, which is anything positive. And that tells you a little bit about who they are. Here's the bit.
Okay, class, now that we've covered the historical crimes of Western civilization, aka the heterosexual white male, let's dive deeper into the subject of the Western male and his inherent emotional weakness.
Oh, Madam Professor, could you tell us—
What did I tell you about interrupting a woman when she's about to speak?
Sorry, Madam Professor.
Good, now sit still or I'll see that you're diagnosed as having ADD like the rest of the men in this class. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. So, evil as they are, white males are inherently—
Excuse me.
How dare you interrupt my classroom?
Oh, excuse me, miss. It's just,
It's ma'am.
Oh, pardon me, ma'am. It's just that my son takes your class, and he's been saying that on virtually a daily basis he has to fight his way through a litany of taunts, assumptions, and grievances about his very existence.
He is a descendant of greedy colonialists and their political and cultural domination of minorities and women.
All right, now listen.
Do you hear that, ladies? This male thinks he can still explain things to women. Do not explain things to me. If you haven't noticed, I have a vagina.
Ma'am, having branched away from many of the historical tyrannies of, let's say, organized religion, you now expect Western man to put on a guilt and debt to be paid for sins of those whom have long been dead or weren't even related to him?
Is anyone in this class feeling threatened by this man right now? Oh, I do. And me. Me too. I feel threatened in the ear.
Now just wait a second, everyone. Now I do believe you feel threatened, but it's the threat of self-reflection and psychology, which is an invention of Western civilization, by the way.
There shall be no debate in this classroom.
Well then, you're a neurotic if you can't handle debate.
Excuse me?
My son said you've disallowed all debating or giving contradicting arguments in class.
Debating is competition and therefore destructive to one's self-esteem. It interferes with learning and isn't necessary.
Excuse me, but competition in itself is courageous, and it can lead to success, which builds self-esteem.
What? How dare you?
But the unsuccessful person is threatened by that success, and that's what you're creating here in this classroom, a bunch of unsuccessful, infantilized losers.
How dare you? Madam Professor, my listening right now is non-consensual. You're upsetting my students. Get out of my classroom.
Okay. Well, let me just ask you one last question. Can you say anything positive about Western civilization?
I don't understand the question.
Yep, that's what I thought.
ZannMania.